All right, so let me get this straight. You like compliments, right? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably do. And, well, you're not alone. Actually, a lot of the comments and a lot of the feedback I get is people asking me, hey, does this fragrance get good compliments? What are good fragrances to get good compliments with? And, well, I understand you guys. I understand why you want to know this information. That's why a lot of people choose to wear fragrances because, let's be real, you want to smell good to those around you. You want some attention, hopefully mostly positive attention, and you want to be able to turn people's heads. Now, what if you don't know where to start? Or, well, maybe you have started, but you're not fully sure if the fragrances that you have are good compliment getters. You haven't had a chance to test them, or maybe they're not working for you, whatever the case may be. Today, I went ahead and put a list together of 10 fragrances under $400 total that, in my opinion, are compliment monsters. Like, these are workhorses for pulling you compliments and positive attention. We have a little bit of fresh, a little bit of sweet. So basically, we're looking at summer fragrances and fall and winter fragrances. We got a little bit of everything here. And like I said, these types of fragrances have that DNA which was engineered for compliments. Again, of course, we're going to be looking at designer fragrances here. And a lot of times these designer brands are putting their focus on creating mass appealing scents that everyone in the general public, for the most part, is going to enjoy. So under $400 may sound like a lot of money, but keep in mind, $400 for 10 fragrances is not that bad. These are all mid-range or under-priced scents on discounters. Now imagine how much money it would be to get 10 fragrances at retail where they cost sometimes in upwards of $100+ per fragrance. And the fact that you're getting 10 of them for under $400, normally if you get 10, you're spending about $1,000 or more at retail. So I will provide links to all these fragrances down below to discount websites. That's the best way to save yourself some money and build up some amazing fragrances without having to pay those ungodly retail prices. Let's go ahead and get into it. First fragrance up, we have Paco Rabanne Pure XS. I mean, do I need to say more? A Paco Rabanne, you pretty much know this bad boy is engineered to get compliments. And what's nice about Pure XS is, to be honest with you, this one is a bit more different than you might think. All right, you know, when you think of Paco Rabanne, you're probably thinking of 1 million, right? You know, one of the most popular scents out there and one of the most popular from Paco Rabanne for sure. So you're thinking of 1 million. You're probably thinking some of the other flankers as well, which they have some amazing flankers. You also may be thinking of Invictus, right? That's kind of the two main fragrance lines from Paco Rabanne, which are insanely popular. However, Pure XS and even Pure XS Night are scents that are a bit different and, in my opinion, are fantastic. Here for this video on the topic of compliments, I would say the original Pure XS is going to be your best bet. Pure XS Night is a great one, will garner you compliments, but it's a bit more unique, in my opinion. This one goes in a much more mass appealing direction, and this stuff smells great. It's a kind of fizzy, warm, boozy type of fragrance with a little bit of a cola smell. It's also got a bit of a freshness too. It's kind of weird. It's got a bunch of stuff going on. A sugary sweetness, a coaly, fizzy booziness, and a little bit of freshness. I mean, this stuff has it all. That's why it works so well for compliments. And I can tell you, if you wear this stuff here in the fall season, this stuff will pull them in. And I do want to mention the price for this one is about $50, which is a killer price. Up next, we have Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. So this guy has been around. This is an OG in the community. I mean, it's not that old, but this is one that, you know, back in the day, a few years back, this guy was being hyped up all over the place, and it still does get love, which rightfully so. It's a great smelling fragrance. This one comes in at about $35 on discounters for a 100 ml bottle, just like this one. $35 is a killer price for this scent. You get a lot of sweetness here, like a lot. And in fact, if you look on Fragrantica, the #1 updated or upvoted note is, I believe, sweet notes. Like, go look, that's what it says. For me, I get a lot of tonka bean from this scent. I get a coffee, almost tiramisu type of smell. It's overwhelmingly sweet, kind of comparable to the amount of sweetness as perhaps something like Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male would have. completely different scents, but both are very sweet. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you here is this is not your traditional men's fragrance. This isn't a super masculine, strong scent. I mean, it's strong in terms of performance, but not in terms of a lavender, woody, citrusy, you know, masculine smelling scent. This one is a very, very almost sickly sweet gourmand type of fragrance. Like, this smells like it could almost be edible, which I love. I love the scent, and the best part about it is this one works for compliments. I don't know what it is about it. Women think you smell delicious and they want to know more, and they're intrigued and they're craving it. That's what this stuff does. Again, $35, Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. Up next, we have the cheapest fragrance on this list, $10, and you can have this bottle in your hands, $10 to $15, depending on kind of what the prices are doing. That is a stupid good price. Nautica Voyage. I'm going to make this quick because this one's been ran through to death on this channel, and it's been out there on a lot of others as well. Great summer scent, kind of a cucumber, melony, apple, citrusy scent with a bit of an aquatic, musky undertone. 10 to 15 bucks. This one is going to bag the compliments for you. Just trust me. Following that, we have Mercedes-Benz Select. So this one is one that I've just recently done a review on. Came out, I believe, a couple years ago, so it's nothing too new, but it is, you know, a bit newer than some of the other ones. And for those of you who are unaware, this one has a pretty strong comparison to Aventus. However, this is like, take the fruitiest batch of Aventus and amplify it even more. I get a ton of black currant from this one and a ton of apple as well. The black currant's giving it a bit of a sweetness. Of course, the apple, very, very fruity. Get a big dose of ambroxan in here as well. This one, while it is another Aventus type of fragrance, it smells really, really nice. And it is a bit of a different twist on Aventus. And this one comes in at about $35. That, again, a really, really good price. You know, Aventus costing $400 plus at retail, usually $200 to $300 plus at discounters. I mean, this isn't the best Aventus clone out there, and I don't, you know, I'm not saying that it is a clone. I'm just saying it's a bit of a different take on it, and it is a compliment pulling scent. My girlfriend loves Aventus. When I sprayed this, when I first got it in, she loved this as well. I sprayed it up in the air, and she was really impressed by it. And of course, she got the comparison as well. And actually, smelling it, I get a bit of a patchouli in the dry down. A little bit of a almost kind of spicy, dirty patchouli, just smelling it here off the atomizer. Great, great fragrance. Mercedes-Benz Select. Trust me, this one will pull the compliments. Moving along, we have Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Eau de Toilette version. Comes in at around $20 to $25. A lot of times you'll see testers of these going for, I think, $19 to $20. And I do believe testers do not come with a cap, although I'm not for sure on that one. And then, you know, full presentation, another $5, $6 extra. But that's a killer price. I've said it before, First Instinct is a seriously good scent. You may want to write it off because it's an Abercrombie & Fitch. You're like, you know, it's going to be kind of boring or whatever. But it's actually impressively good. You get a lot of melon, a lot of woods, and a lot of musk. You know, it's a very musky, melony heavy scent. You can smell the melon in the dry down from the atomizer. You can smell it in the opening. I mean, you could smell the melon all the way through. It's a really nice, playful, fun smelling scent, kind of a bit tropical, and there's something about this. Maybe the fact that it is just playful that will pull in the compliments. $20, you can spray this one on heavy and enjoy it in the summertime, although we're kind of exiting that season. This is a great compliment getter. Following that, we have Azzaro Wanted by Night. In my opinion, this one is much better than the original Azzaro Wanted. This one's simply adding a nighttime twist. I believe tobacco, some cinnamon in here, all over top of the original Azzaro Wanted DNA. So you have to keep that in mind. You're still getting a bit of the original here, but again, just with that cinnamon sweetness, a bit of a spiciness overlaid. Really, honestly, a solid fragrance. Comes in about $50 for 100 mil, kind of depending on, you know, what the price is. I've seen them, I believe, in the $45 range too, somewhere around in there, but it's actually, you would be impressed at how good this stuff is. This is coming from someone, by the way, who isn't a fan of the original. I don't like the original that much. It's too much of a lemony thing going on for me. You know, if I want something that's kind of Invictus leaning, I'll go for something like Invictus, right? I'm just not a huge fan of the original Azzaro Wanted, but I do really enjoy Wanted by Night. A really good flanker, and yes, that original DNA, which undoubtedly is a compliment getter, is amped up right here with some sexy, dark, mysterious notes. this one's going to kill it for you. Moving up next, we have Prada L'Homme, the quintessential soapy iris office fragrance. This stuff undoubtedly is going to be one that will smell good to those around you. Men, women, anyone will think you smell clean and good, and a lot of times will think you smell relatively expensive. I mean, this has kind of a luxurious, soapy clean smell to it. Soapy clean with a little bit of a spicy kick. A lot of what you're getting here is iris, but do keep in mind it's pretty tamed back. It's a fresher iris. It's honestly something that really, I would say most everyone should consider having in their collection, or at least I think everyone should 100% try it. And then if you like it, of course, add it to your collection. These go for about $65 on discounters. That's a good price for a Prada. Of course, with the Prada brand name, you're getting a really good quality scent, really well composed and well thought out scent, and a nice presentation as well. That's Prada L'Homme. I mean, I'm sure you guys know it, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to be said. This is a compliment monster. Let's keep going here. Up next, we have Bvlgari Aqua Atlantique. Of course, when I was formulating this list, and I'm thinking, okay, I have to spend under $400, and I have to cram 10 fragrances in here. What am I going to put? And on top of that, they have to be compliment monsters. I mean, trust me, there was a lot of stuff I was thinking about when putting this video together. And I'm like, okay, this one comes in at about $40. This would have to be in the list because this is, believe it or not, one of my most complimented fragrances just of all time, but especially for summertime. And again, about 40 bucks. That is a killer price. I'm sure most of you are aware of how this one smells, but if you're not, this one kind of smells a bit like Versace Dylan Blue, a bit like Dior Sauvage, but this one has an aquatic touch. Sauvage and Dylan Blue don't have any aquatic notes. They don't have any salty marine seaweed things going on. Dylan Blue is a bit more of a sweeter, warmer shower gel scent. Sauvage is more of a bright, citrusy, fresh shower gel type of scent, focusing on bergamot in the opening with, of course, ambroxan. Dylan Blue focuses, it's got some bergamot, some citrus as well, but mostly goes into a patchouli and ambroxan heavy base, which is a bit sweeter. So this one kind of almost takes the middle ground and adds that aquatic note. The aquatic note that you're familiar with from the Bvlgari Aqua series, it's in here. It's a sweet, salty, marine smell with a lot of that ambroxan, of course. It smells so good. I mean, this, you can call it generic and basic all you want. It's one of my personal favorites, and this is a compliment monster. People love this stuff. And again, at the price that this one's at, about $40 on discounters, you can't beat it. And best part is, you can get a tester of these, no cap anyway, so you're not missing out there. And a lot of times, not always, but in some situations with testers, you actually get a little plastic stand that you can set this on. So pretty cool. Following that, we have Azzaro Euphoria Intense. So I just checked the price on this one, and for some reason, at least on FragranceNet, which is where, by the way, I'm basing the prices of all of these on, it's up to about $40. I do believe at one point I thought it was a bit cheaper. I don't know, maybe it was $32, $35 before. Right now they're having it for $40. Again, I will leave the 35% off discount code down in the description for you to use over at FragranceNet. So I don't know if the price has gone up on this one a little or if it's just my imagination, but yeah, as of right now, FragranceNet, 40 bucks for 100 ml of Azzaro Euphoria Intense. Really good scent with, again, a lot of cinnamon and a bit of a rum booziness. And all of that is on top of the original Azzaro Euphoria DNA a little bit, although I will find that you don't get a whole lot of the original from this. A lot of it is that warmer, sweeter, sexier addition of notes, just with a little bit of an aromatic fougere twist in the dry down. Seriously, this stuff is addicting, like super addicting and very sexy for fall and winter time. And it's a compliment getter, obviously, Azzaro Euphoria Intense. Finally, last up for about $30 to end the video, we have Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense. So this one is a Calvin Klein fragrance with oud. Yes, you heard me correct. Calvin Klein and oud in the same sentence, I know. But trust me when I say that the oud is not strong. It is not a strong oud. In fact, I don't really get a whole lot of it, to be honest with you. This is a bit of a sweeter scent, again, which is a bit abnormal from the house of Calvin Klein. So it's a bit sweeter, but it does smell really nice. Sweet, a little bit spicy. For me, when I smell it, almost a little bit of an oriental twist and a little bit of a freshness in there too. I don't know if it's lavender. I don't fully remember the note breakdown. But it's really, honestly, good for the price of about 30 bucks. and it's a compliment getter as well. Calvin Klein isn't going to put out anything that won't be appealing to the masses. This one definitely is. So guys, that's going to do it for me. That was 10 compliment getting designer fragrances under $400 total. Again, $400 for 10 scents that are compliment monsters is really a good deal. Of course, you don't need to go out and buy all of these at once or even get all of them in general, but it kind of gives you an idea of scents that work really well and that are all at, about $50 to $60 and under. Remember, if you want to check out any of these fragrances, they will be linked down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow morning with another one. Take care.